So, hello there everybody and welcome back to my channel. It was a long time ago that you saw my face on here. I was a bit more heavier. I've lost like 30 kilos since you last saw me and I feel much better. This channel used to be all about snooze and that stuff, and I'm not saying there will never be snooze on this channel again, because it's a big part of my life, but it's not the only thing I want to talk about. On this channel, I got a Swedish channel with 138,000 subscribers, where I do my thing that I've been doing on YouTube. So I feel like this is a different kind of thing for me, because here I can talk English and make a complete jackass out of myself because I'm Swedish, my native tongue is not English, and I have a very Swinglish accent, but I think maybe that contributes to the charm of this channel, or maybe I'm just stupid for thinking so, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like this is my little playground where I can talk about rock and roll and all kinds of stuff. I follow lots of American channels on YouTube. I follow Rock Feed, I follow House of Masks with AJ Good. I love AJ Good, even though he sells shirts that says I hate AJ Good. I love the guy. He's great. I follow him a lot. Rock Feed, Shane Diablo. Love Shane Diablo. He's a creator with 14,500 subscribers, I think. He makes reactions to metal videos. Maybe I will do that too. If you tell me something you would like me to react to, maybe I will. I don't know. But I feel like on this channel, I will talk about what's happening right now in the heavy metal, hard rock community, because I feel like I'm a Swedish guy, and I'm a huge fan of Eddie Trunk, but I can't consume his things anywhere, his radio show. The only thing I can listen to is his podcast, because since I'm Swedish, I don't have access to Sirius XM and all of that stuff. I tried downloading the app to only for the sole purpose of listening to Eddie Trunk, but since I'm Swedish, I couldn't listen to it. So then I bought a VPN stuff, so I thought maybe if they think I'm in America, I can do it, but no, didn't work. So a huge dream of mine is to be able to somehow listen to Eddie Trunk's daily show every day. But I can't. I search YouTube every day, Eddie Trunk, and it's the same re-uploads all over again where he talks about Kiss lip syncing and all of that stuff. I want to hear something fresh from the day before or last week, not something from 2020 or 2019. So I thought, hey, why not throw myself in that pool as well, because I love Finn McKenty. I love Finn McKenty, punk rock MBA. I watch all of these channels, and I'm thinking to myself, if I can do it in Sweden to grow a channel with up to 138,000 subscribers, why the hell shouldn't I be able to grow English-speaking channel as well, where I talk about another deep passion of mine, heavy metal music, and I'm a spiritual guy, maybe, as you can see here in my lair. I mean, me and my wife and our daughter's bedroom. It's not big, but it's very cozy. So this is the kind of guy I am. I have a magic shop, fine potions, spells and elixirs, broom parking only, all others will be towed. Haha, you get it. My great-great-grandfather, my crystal ball says you're full of shit, homemade witches brew served daily, Haddonfield Herald, Halloween Night Massacre, many dead in Halloween Night murder spree, police haunt psychopath. And a bird skull up there on the wall as well, and lights running all the way along the walls, up in the roof, in the ceiling. I have a leopard and zebra and a cool lamp, and I don't know why it recognizes a face in the middle of the video. That's kind of scary. It gets like a little square on the face, recognizing a face up in the chandelier. Not now. But we bought that chandelier 1 week ago to the day, so that was kind of creepy and cool. But this is the kind of guy I am. I'm very spiritual. I meditate. And it's a new journey of mine that I started by the age of 29, 30. Right now I'm 32. I'm 33 November this year. But wow, they ain't metal. But this is a little introduction video because I feel like you and I started off on the wrong foot. I was yelling and being the crazy guy that I'm now puking. I can't watch that guy. That's not me anymore. I would say I'm more humble and I have a more humble and calm approach on YouTube, that is. Behind the camera, I'm the same guy. But I have started a spiritual journey, and I feel like I'm more satisfied with myself, and I'm more calm than I ever been, and I feel better than ever. So I think I will talk a lot about of that stuff too. Paranormal stuff, spirituality, movies, heavy metal. So if that sounds like something you're into, subscribe to this channel and press the thumbs up button. After this little introduction, now I thought we would do what I'm here to do, talk about heavy metal, that is. And I have a little cheat spread, or what do you say here, with notes on it, with stuff I would like to talk about today, because I would like to talk about the music that I have a passion for. Maybe you don't share a passion for the same bands. Just because I talk about these bands today doesn't mean I will talk about other bands in the next video, so be patient. But just so you know, I'm an 80s glam kind of guy, but I like everything from 70s Kiss, 60s, some of 60s The Doors, to not so much new productions, even though if I like a band, I may dislike a new production because it sounds so digital and polished, and that's such a cliche thing to say, but it's not for nothing that many people say it. I really feel that way, you know, when I listen to, say, Appetite for Destruction, or any one of those kind of records, it doesn't sound like when I put on a brand new song from any of those bands. It sounds so polished, it sounds so perfect, and I don't like that. A couple of years ago, I was riding a car with one of my friends. We were going to Denmark, to Copenhagen. He's a YouTube, he's got a YouTube channel, but we're friends, we're like family. So we went to Denmark together to spend a couple of days in a haunted castle in Denmark. On our way there, we had made a playlist. He had some songs, I had some songs, his wife had some songs. And then when it came to my song, I think it was something by Mötley Crüe. It was something off of this album. Maybe it was Live Wire or something. I don't remember exactly, but he says, wow, this production sounds like crap. And he wanted to turn on something. Don't they have something newer, production-wise? And I was saying, wow, that's why I like this. And then I thought to myself, wow, people works in very different ways. He appreciates the things I hate, and I hate the things he appreciates. I like the old sleaze demos from the 80s, heartthrob mob. You can barely hear the music, but I love it. Johnny's got a girlfriend. Now he's gotta hang out with the boys. Johnny hated. It was a long time ago I listened to that song, but you know, or I love that stuff. The crappier it sounds, the more I love it. Ooh, Old Misfits, you know, that stuff, because it doesn't sound perfect, and it doesn't have to. That's not where I put my mind. I listen to it with my whole soul. And I don't think necessarily that it's a bad thing that the production ain't perfect. So I'm having such a hard fucking time today. Like bands like Santa Cruz, I love them, and the songs are terrific. And Archie can really make those songs rock. But it sounds so polished, so fucking polished. I can't stand it. I love the songs and it sounds so cool. I can only imagine how cool those songs would sound like if they were recorded on tape or analog. I'm not a musician, or I don't keep track of how the studio works, but you know what I mean, the old kind of way to produce music. I prefer that, and they don't do it like that anymore. I think Slash has said it, that Slash and Miles Kennedy records on tape the analog way, but it doesn't sound like that when you listen to When the Bombs Keep Flying in the Dead of the Night, I'm singing whoa, you know, it sounds too modern, even if it's analog, I don't know. But anyway, you're getting to know me now. I'm here to talk about one thing, but half of the video I'm talking about something else. But that's just me. My brain spins 150 laps in 1 second in my brain. But now, friends and foes, what do you say? Now we're going to deep dive straight into my notes Today we're gonna talk about Mick Mars, Mötley Crüe, John 5, Murderdolls, Wednesday 13, and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, press subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and by the end of this video I would very much appreciate it if you would leave your thoughts and what you think and opinions and so on in the commentary section. But keep it clean, be friendly towards one another, and here in the metal community we're friends, even though, and you know what I'm talking about, the gatekeepers. No gatekeeping here. Just to be clear, when I started listening to heavy music by the age of 3, my dad introduced me to Kiss. I found his Destroyer album, and since that day I have been sold. That is now 30 years ago, so I have been a die-hard Kiss fan for 30 years. Up until I was 13 or something, I didn't listen to anything but Kiss. I felt like I was cheating if I listened to anything else than Kiss. I was gatekeeping everything. I couldn't watch anything. If a band was in Eurovision Song Contest, I couldn't listen to that band because they were sellout and posers. And now I'm older, I'm wiser. I know that if you have a band, you take all PR and my English sucks. You take all attention you can get. If someone says, "Hey, would you like to be in Eurovision Song Contest?" No. You reach out to so many people. I don't care. I love fucking Nickelback, man. I hated those guys for years, just because the hell of it. Because everyone does. Why? I love the music. It's so cheesy lyrics, but that's why I love them. It's always so pretentious. Oh, the lyrics has to be so deep. Nah, it doesn't have to be. I like your pants around your waist. Around your feet, I mean. I like your pants around your feet. And I really do. And I can really relate to that lyric. It doesn't have to be so deep. I'm deep in my thoughts every day as it is. I don't need to listen to music that's deep. Sometimes I just want to listen to Steel Panther and all I want to do is fuck myself tonight. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be deep. I don't always want it deep. Sometimes you gotta stay on the surface, you know. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, sorry guys for being so all over the place. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But I like to watch videos where someone just sits and talks about crap and yap, and I can watch. Today, start off on top. Mötley Crüe, we will take it from the top, I mean. Sorry, but that's one of the reasons I think that's fun. Mötley Crüe and the whole Mick Mars situation. I'm not in the music business, I don't know how things works, but as I have understood this thing, Mick Mars is too sick to tour. He has his illness he has been dealing with for years. It's nothing new to anyone. And age has taken its toll, I guess. The man is over 70 years old and he deserves to retire. I don't know how it works, but I feel it's completely logic that he now doesn't get as much as he would as if he was an active full-time member of the band. They have given him like 5%, am I wrong? And now John 5 is in the band, and Mick said he would stay for residencies, studio recordings, and one-off gigs and stuff like that. But now John 5 is in the studio recording with the guys, and I have a lot of things to say about that. The old me would have said, fuck John 5, what are these guys doing to Mick Mars? You know, because for the sake of gatekeeping. Age has really changed me so much in these kinds of way when it comes to thinking. I love this. Why didn't he give Vince the boot too? It sounds maybe harsh, but watch a live performance with John 5. Maybe it's just my personal opinion, and maybe it's not that way, but I feel like the new fresh blood John 5 came with has given the band more energy, one step up in the tempo, and I watched the live clip and it fucking rocks, it rules, they're tighter than in a long time. And then Vince, take a ride on. The audience sings more than half of the songs, and I love Vince. He's an original part of Mötley Crüe as Mick Mars, but times change, people change. I mean, John 5 in Mötley Crüe, I mean, that it's like a dream lineup, I believe. And with Vince Neil, no, I don't know, and I'm gonna get so much crap for saying this, but I'm not gatekeeping here. I'm just telling you my opinion. You don't have to share it, and that's the great thing. You can let me know in the comment section, and we can talk there too. I love Vince Neil. He's the voice of Mötley Crüe, and without Vince Neil, it wouldn't sound like Mötley Crüe, and maybe it wouldn't be Mötley Crüe. But does it necessarily have to be Mötley Crüe? I think if they could say to Vince too, "Here, Vince, here's a parachute with money. Bye now," and we will instead take Phil Anselmo or something, cool, unväntat in English. Something people didn't expect, or someone else, because I think this is like buying brand new, very great, cool tires to crap car, You can put those tires in a crap car, and sure, maybe it will roll better, but it won't be, it could be such a cool thing. Nicky Six, Tommy Lee, John 5, and someone else. I'm watching this on Instagram, and I see they record new music, and I'm so stoked and pumped. Only I'm scared of one thing. The recent Mötley Crüe recording sounds very polished, and also they sound like it's so... When I started listening to Mötley Crüe, what was it that caught my attention? It was the speed. It was the kick in the balls, the slap in the face, the "fuck you, motherfucker," the wild rock and roll rebel attitude, the motorcycle sounds, the guitar, all of that Mötley Crüe signature sound stuff. On the newer songs, like they have a couple of great songs on Saints of Los Angeles, but I feel like it's a little polished. But the newer songs they made on the Dirt soundtrack, I feel like they are so slow, and maybe I love the song with Machine Gun Kelly, More Fight, More Sex. And a lot of you guys hate Machine Gun Kelly for the hell of gatekeeping, I used to be like that too. But I love Machine Gun Kelly, I like his music, it's catchy. How can you not like it? It's songs written for being popular and catchy. How could you not like them? I love them. People say they don't like that kind of songs. They think it's catchy. Deep down inside, they really do. But they're too cool to say it. Just like I used to be. Don't be cool. Don't have an ego. Swallow that ego, be uncool, be a dork, don't be afraid to cringe, we'll do it together, you and me. That was the whole Mötley Crüe situation and my opinion on it. Now we're going to the next thing I want to talk about, which is Wednesday 13, Murderdolls, AC Slade, and the whole internal drama in the Murderdolls camp. Murderdolls is a band that people hate. I'm not going to say that it's divided. People hate Murderdolls. More people hate Murderdolls than more people like Murderdolls. You want to hate me more? I'm one of those guys that love the Murderdolls. I found them in the beginning of when I was in 6th grade, when they released Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls, just in the transition there from 6th grade to 7th grade when I was 12, 13 years old, as I talked about. Up to that point, I had only been listening to Kiss. It was Murderdolls that got me out of that, because I had friends that was into Slipknot, and I liked them too, and I became a maggot eventually, but Murderdolls was my thing, and Wednesday 13 was my thing, because I'm a sleaze kind of guy, and Murderdolls is like Mötley Crüe, Misfits, G.G. Allin, take those stuff in the blender and mix it, and you got Murderdolls. Most people don't like that and don't get it. It sounds like shit, they look like girls, but that's the whole thing. They want to provoke, they want to sound like shit. They do it, they don't give a fuck and they don't care. I think that the sound of Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls is the sound of middle fingers. If middle fingers had a sound it could make, it would sound like Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls. Twist My Sister, Dead in Hollywood, Dawn of the Dead, People Hate Me, Let's Go to War, so on, so on. They had Trip Eisen, they had from Static X, he had to go because, he likes girls way too young for him. But then AC Slade came along, and the brains behind the thing was Joey Jordison and the Rejects, and then he contacted Wednesday, was going to play bass, but then, what's his name? I follow that cool guy on Instagram, he looks very fucking cool, he looks like some mythology creature. His name is, he used to sing in the Rejects, his name is, what the fuck is his name? Dizzy, he's called Dizzy. Wednesday 13 got the part instead of Dizzy and became the singer, and they recorded the whole thing in just a couple of days. And then they had, I think Trip Eisen, no, is it only Wednesday and Joey, or is Trip record? Joey records guitars, bass, and drums, every instrument, and Wednesday sings. I don't know. But they had AC Slade. The first lineup, touring lineup of Murderdolls was AC Slade. It was Ben Graves, rest in peace, coolest ghoul ever. AC Slade, Ben Graves, Eric Griffin, Joey Jordison, and Wednesday 13. That was the touring lineup of Murderdolls, and then by 2003 they went away. Joey and Slipknot released the Subliminal Verses. I saw them on that tour on Hultsfredsfestivalen 2005. Very fucking cool. I met Slipknot the year before in Gothenburg, shook their hands, got the album signed. It was very, very cool. But anyway, Joey went back to Slipknot, and Wednesday thought, what am I gonna do? Go back to Frankenstein Drag Queens? No. He started his solo project. Wednesday 13 released Transylvania 90210, songs of the dying, recently deceased, songs about death, dying, and the recently deceased. One of my favorite albums, but my favorite Wednesday 13 album, period, all time, Fang Bang. Anyway, Murderdolls got back together by 2009, 2010. Me and a buddy went to London to see him because they didn't play in Sweden. So we went to the gig most near to us. It was London, so we flew there, partied in London for a couple of days, watched the Murderdolls, and we saw them on that tour. And we're not sorry we did. We had a great time, but it wasn't the original touring lineup. It was Jack Tankersley, it was Roman Sherman, it was Wednesday 13, it was... And on drums, I didn't forget that was Racy Shay. He's one of the coolest drummer ever. I love Racy Shay. But who was more? It was Racy Shay, Wednesday 13, Roman Sherman, Jack Tankersley, and Joey Jordison, of course. Stupid silly me. Basically, it was Wednesday 13 solo band, all of it, including Joey Jordison. And I get it. He loves his band, he loves Roman and all of those kind of guys, but that's not Murderdolls for me. Wednesday 13 has later years taken a darker turn, and it's now more dark and black and gothic and metal. He used to be like tongue-in-cheek, campy, horror punk, and that was more my melody. Everything after the Dixie Dead, I can't like, I wanna like it so fucking bad. There's one song off of the last album that I really love, and it's called Good Day to Be a Bad Guy. It sounds like the Wednesday I love, and that song is a frequent song here at home, and I love that song. But Wednesday 13 is not what I think it used to be, and I'm not keeping track of him as much as I used to because of that simple reason. His music doesn't speak to me in the same way as it used to, and that is one of the biggest sorrows in my life, because Wednesday 13, since I found him, he has been... Kiss went in, not out the door. I still love Kiss, and I'm a huge Kiss fan, but Wednesday 13 has been my main dude, my main guy, man, ever since. So it's a big sorrow that I can't relate so much to his stuff anymore. But artists develop, and they have to. But I just think it's a shame, because I love the campy, tongue-in-cheek, funny, anthemic songs. You can clap along, sing along to every song now. That's not my bag, and it's not my thing. I get it, people love it, but I don't, and I miss the old stuff. Anyways, AC Slade and all the other old members of Murderdolls wasn't a part of it this time, and we thought that sucked, because I have seen Wednesday 13 live numerous times with Roman and Jack, and I love it. It's great, but it's not Murderdolls for me. Murderdolls for me is Teenage Memories. AC Slade was one of the coolest guys in the band. Eric Griffin, Ben Graves, none of that stuff now. I love Racy Shay. I've seen him live with Wednesday 2 times, and one with Murderdolls, I think. I love him. He's the coolest guy, and Ben is dead, so what? There's no better fit than Racy Shay. I love that guy. I wrote him to Instagram, "You're the coolest drummer, period, ever. I love you, your style of drumming. You hit those drums so fucking hard. Your arms bounce all over the place. It looks so cool. You're the coolest drummer ever, period." Wrote him that on Instagram, and he answered me, "Wow, thanks. Those words made me run some extra miles on my run today." And that was fun for me to hear, and for him too. So if you love someone, tell him. I didn't think he was going to reply. It's so cool that he did. since I started YouTube, I have had the pleasure of talking to so many cool artists that I didn't think I would ever. Hank von Hell became somewhat of a friend shortly before he died, which is a shame that he died because I love his music and he seemed like a great guy. He contacted me and invited me to one of his shows, and he told me I could bring some friends. I came when he played in Stockholm. Someone came and met me at the door. We didn't have to stand in line. We got backstage passes, got to hang with Hank von Hell. It was so fucking cool. And 1 year after that, he passed away. Very sad. But he wrote me on Instagram. He saw a cool jacket I had and asked me where he could get the same cool jacket and stuff like that. And Veins of Jenna, teenage idols of mine. The singer Lizzie Devine, talked to him a bit. The band, his new band Cruel Intentions, made an intro song for my old YouTube channel, just for me, a song. And I was so honored, and that was so fucking cool. You know, Lizzie Devine played on Bam Margera's wedding. That guy took the time to make an intro song just for me and my channel, and people wrote me to tell, what's that song? I can't find it anywhere. And I could tell everyone they made it just for me, and that was so cool. And so maybe many boy dreams I had of talking to these artists have came true. You know, Crash Diet was a band I loved as a teenager. Dave Leppard was the coolest guy ever, and today I'm friends with the singer of Crash Diet, Gabriel. I love the guy. I met him this summer. Me and a buddy went to Kiss concert. Me and Gabriel have been talking for years online. He doesn't live far from me. It's like a 40 minutes car ride from here, but we had never met. We had talked about me coming to the shows, and then Corona came and stuff, so we had never met. So this summer he was going to Kiss, I was going to Kiss, so we met up. Me, a Swedish metal influencer called Sungen, who is a really cool guy, and Gabriel of Crash Diet. And he was a great guy, cool guy. He wasn't in Crash Diet when I was a teenager because Gabriel is 4 years younger than me. But you know, being on YouTube and having a pretty big channel for in Sweden with 138 subscribers has given me the opportunity to actually get a response when I contact people, and that's so cool because of that I have talked to many people that I have idolized as a child, and now talk to them on regular basis, and I it's so cool, I think. So I thought maybe I can bring some of those people on here on this English channel as well. I'm pretty confident I could get Gabriel on here for an interview or something. That maybe would be kind of cool. I'm friends with a guy who played bass in Hank von Hell's band when he passed away, Gene Genius. I'm pretty sure he would come on here too to promote his music and stuff. So I thought maybe I could create a little space here where I talk about the stuff that I like and enjoy, and invite some people on here that I look up to and think are very cool to share their experiences in music. I think Finn McKenty is a cool inspiration. I think Rock Feed is a cool inspiration. And I think Shane Diablo is a good inspiration for me, and that's what I want to do here a little bit. Not in their way, in my own kind of way, but getting inspiration from those guys and doing my thing. And I hope very much that you would like to come with me on this journey, even though maybe I don't make sense at all, sitting here just jabbering about stuff and you don't understand anything. I don't know. But I hope you would like to subscribe anyway. But now I'm doing what I always do, talk about other stuff that I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about the internal drama in Wednesday 13 and Murderdolls, which we will continue doing now. So, where was I in the whole Murderdolls stuff? Yeah, they got back together in 2010, and the only original lineup touring members was Wednesday 13 and Joey Jordison, the brains behind the thing, of course. But Murderdolls, for me, was more than just, for me, not for them, because they're the business and brains behind it, but now I'm talking about my experience as a fan, and my experience only. That's what I do here. I didn't think it felt like Murderdolls, because growing up, teenage years, looking at all those clips from Radio 3, Sydney Big Day Out, and stuff like that, Murderdolls, I was wanting to see that lineup, man. It wasn't that lineup, it wasn't the same, it was cool, but it felt like the time before when we watched Wednesday 13 live. Only difference here is that Joey Jordison is in the mix. Because this touring lineup of Wednesday 13 also plays Murderdolls songs live, and they always do. Of course, 1976, 66, even though it's Frankenstein Drag Queen songs in the beginning. People know it as a Murderdolls songs, so you know what I'm trying to say here. So, for a little change, and I feel like if you went to see Murderdolls around that, if you went to see Wednesday 13 around that time, and then went to see Murderdolls, it wasn't much of a change, except they played more Murderdolls songs than they usually do, with Joey in the mix. So for the whole Murderdolls different experience, I felt like they should have held the old touring lineup. But anyway, Joey passed away summer of 2021 on the same day that I ordered a Murderdolls shirt from Etsy. Actually, I had no idea. It came. People got to know several days later, and I ordered a Murderdolls shirt that day, and I was spooked, But anyway, Joey died, but shortly before he died, they had met up at Joey's place when Wednesday 13 band was in his hoods on a tour, talking about a possible future for Murderdolls, but they were all held up with their individual projects, so it was something for the future. But that never came, and now never will, because Joey ain't here anymore, unfortunately. Rest in peace. Coolest guy ever. Tried to look like him all through my teenage years. 13 to like 19. I tried to look like Joey Jordison. Maybe you wouldn't believe it, but I used to have long black hair, makeup, cowboy boots, leopard pants, all of that stuff. But I feel like it wasn't the same stuff. But now, last year, we were coming up on 20 years of Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls, and no one was doing anything to commemorate and honor the album. Not Wednesday himself. So AC Slade did it. He released some officially licensed stuff, LPs and merchandise, and he did something to commemorate the whole situation. But then it took a turn for the worse when Wednesday 13 came out with a semi-angry, passive-aggressive post. And it was some internal drama and conflict. Wednesday 13 meant there were... he and Joey was the main guys behind Murderdolls. And I understand all of that business stuff, but I think it's important too that those guys don't forget that we as fans don't care about the business behind it. We don't, and we shouldn't. That would destroy all of the magic behind it. And this is something that they all should understand. It's magical, it's memories. We lived our lives to these songs, good times, bad times. It took us through the hard times. We lost our virginity to it. We cried when our parents got divorced to it. Our first breakup. And you had music by your side, there with you. So when you listen to that song now, it wakes up memories. And then, because that's how I work. I'm a heart and soul kind of guy. I don't care so much about the business behind it. I look at it as a fan and what I think and call it as I see it. And I think it's a shame because that they can't get along. It would be so cool if they all got together and did something to commemorate Murderdolls and the stuff from the beginning, like maybe Wednesday, AC, Eric... and maybe they can have Racy Shay on drums. I don't know. That would be so cool. But he's going out now on a tour, Wednesday 13, when this album now turns 21 years old, I guess, to commemorate it. And then I saw on Instagram, it's a post from Wednesday 13 on his Instagram where he is uploading this. And it says, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Featuring Wednesday 13, lead vocalist and songwriter, performing songs from Beyond the Valley and Women and Children Last, which is the two albums, Murderdolls, Beyond the Valley of the Murderdolls, and Murderdolls, Women and Children Last. Wednesday 13 performs Murderdolls, Gemini Syndrome and Infected Rain, and Black Satellite as support acts. So Wednesday 13 will go out on the tour performing Murderdolls. And he's stating here, when there's no more room in hell, the Duke of Spook Wednesday 13 has announced a fall 2023 US headline tour to celebrate 21 years of his former band, revered glam punk icons, Murderdolls. To celebrate 21 years. Why didn't he do it last year when they were celebrating 20 years, when AC did something to commemorate it? Is this all because of that, to maybe knäppa honom på näsan, do this on his nose? I don't know. But AC Slade is such a cool guy. Catfight Coffee. He's a coffee enthusiast. He and his wife, follow them both on Instagram, and they are so cool. I love them both. I never tried Catfight Coffee, but hey, I know AC Slade does a lot of podcasts and interviews, and he's a cool guy. I know AC Slade does a lot. He gives a lot to his fans. I follow him on Instagram. I'm a Ghoul Scout, diehard Murderdolls fan. And if I have any question about anything, I can just DM him and he'll answer me. I asked him where he was going on vacation. He told me Paris. Doesn't have to do with anything music related. He's just such a cool guy who gives his fans what they want. And I'm a fan, and I also have somewhat of a reach, so maybe we could get him to come on here and share some old cool Murderdolls touring memories. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. But just to be clear, I'm not here to stir up drama or talk shit or anything. I'm just here to give my opinion and express my opinion and how I feel about things, to unite with others sharing my feelings, or maybe discuss people who think otherwise. I don't know, let me know in the comments. I'm just glad you're here, and we will see where this channel will end up in the future. One thing is certain, and one thing is for sure. I can't talk English worth a crap. And I'm not the best when it comes to formulating myself, making myself clear and understood yet. As time goes on, maybe my English will get better and better. I'm not self-conscious about it at all. I think it's just fun. If I can give you a laugh or two, I just want you to know that I'm fully aware of how it sounds. That was all for today, folks. How do you think about all of this, and what would you like me to talk about in the next heavy metal news video, or what should we call it? What do you want to see on this channel? Do you want to see me react to something? Would you like me to interview people? Who would you like me to interview? What would you like me to react to? The possibilities are endless, and the sky is the limit, motherfucker. Cringe, I know, but we need more of that. Take care of each other. People need to do that, because many American people will watch this and it seems like a crazy country. I watch videos on YouTube very often where they shoot people all day, every day in America. Someone knocks on the wrong house, bang, you're dead. Wow, wow. Doesn't happen like that here in Sweden. We have gang violence instead. Anyway, maybe that's something I can talk about too. Anyway, I can talk about, is it something I love to do? It's to talk. I love to talk. I love attention. Maybe that is why I never end the video. I will do that now. I'm on Instagram, guys. My name is Real Rask. REALRASK in one word. Most posts are in Swedish, but if I get big enough of an English-speaking following, maybe I will start posting some posts in English as well. I'm gonna start yapping now, guys. Take care of each other, and I'm gonna really end this video now. Bye.